Hello there, I'm Jo North and I'm the Managing Director of a business consultancy, and it's our job to help businesses innovate and grow and achieve their aspirations, achieve their big, hairy, audacious business goals. I've had my business for 8 years. It's been successful right from the very get-go really. I started it because I was working at the time for East Coast Trains about 8 years ago, and for many people what I had was a really sort of prestigious, almost dream job for people in the rail industry in the UK. So I was the Deputy Managing Director of that company, and it runs trains from King's Cross station in London all the way up the East Coast to Scotland. And it's a really big job. I had hundreds of people reporting in, and the people were amazing, the company was fab, but you know, it just really wasn't what I wanted to do. You know, and you really feel that I'm putting a lot of work here, loads of hours, 7-day working weeks sometimes, and it wasn't the thing that I knew I wanted to be doing going forward. So I did a very brave thing. I resigned. I decided that I was going to sort of jump off and start my own business, which is where the business that I run today was born, and I've never really looked back since. So the purpose of these vlogs, and this is the first in a whole series I'm going to be doing very regularly, is to help share with you some of the things I've learnt on the journey, some things that can really help you to accelerate your business journey, to accelerate your success, to skyrocket your trajectory to achieve the next level for whatever it is you want to do and wherever you want to take your business. And I love to hear from you, so you know, as we're going through this, then please do always drop me a note at jo@ideatime.co.uk, and I'm very happy to chat. Let's get started. So the first of the tips is to know what it is you want to do and be really, really clear about that. To be clear about where your unique selling point is, your competitive advantage. It might be that you're offering a product or service that already exists in the market, but how you do it is different. The personality you bring will be different. And take some time to really stop and think. You know, even if your business has been running successfully for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, some of my clients are in that position. I work with clients all over the world. Sometimes the business just evolves, and it's really important to stop and think, actually, what is it about us that makes us special? What is it about me as a leader that makes me special? And also be super clear on what it is you're not about, to make sure that you've got that focus so that you can spend your time working on the right things that are going to take your business in the right direction, and not be generally busy working on things that aren't going to matter in the long run, or even worse, are going to be a distraction in the long run. Tip number 2 is to be super clear about what your goals are and what it is you want to achieve and what success looks like for you. There's nothing more disheartening than working really hard and then feeling like you should be celebrating when you've achieved something, only to find out that actually when you get there it wasn't what you wanted in the first place. So understanding yourself, understanding what success looks like for you is really, really important, so that you can focus those efforts and make sure that all your actions achieve the success that you're looking for. So my next tip is that there's always a way. There's always a way to achieve what you want to achieve. There's always a way to get things done and achieve the success that you want, but sometimes it takes more than one go. And I think the internet is a bit guilty actually for having so many just examples where people seem to have been successful just by a formula, or you know, following a certain plan or a certain set route. And the reality is that the success route for every business is different. So you've got to find out what works for you, and sometimes that means failing a few times. Sometimes it means not getting it quite right. Sometimes it means a lot of experimentation, and that's okay. That's all part of the process. So please don't think that, you know, when you read all these sort of glossy accounts of how people have achieved a multi-million, you know, 7-figure business overnight just through these simple steps to success, that that's the case for everybody, because it absolutely definitely isn't. It takes hard work, experimentation. So my next tip is really about customers, and I see so much stuff on the internet about, you know, you've got to set the boundaries and manage your time and make sure that, you know, that you're really maximising all those profitable revenue opportunities. And up to a point I really agree with that, but the thing is that the customers are the lifeblood of your business, and to see how you can absolutely go the extra mile for customers, to see them as other people who are doing the best they can, with the situation they've got, and offer the utmost support. So that's really so critical, because those customers will recommend you to other customers. Those customers will come back and they will use you again, and you'll have long-lasting relationships. Tip number 5 is about really leveraging your business network. They're the people that you can, really rely on, that you help each other. They may be skilled in different areas from you, and that's really helpful, because then you can leverage each other's skills, maybe introduce them to your clients and vice versa, when you've got a network of people who you can really count on and who you trust and that you would introduce. Networks are so supportive. Anybody building a business is going through probably similar things to you at different times. So even if they're in a completely different business, they'll have gone through the growth pains, they'll have gone through the issues with finding the right people and keeping those people engaged and motivated. They may have had similar client issues or growth issues. So it's so important to surround yourself by like-minded people, and remember that your performance will increase if you surround yourself by people who are slightly ahead of you or a similar place and also striving in the same direction. Really, the quality of who we spend time with from a business point of view directly impacts on our business, and I've been so fortunate to have built a network of brilliant people in their disciplines, brilliant people, but people who I also love working with, who I also enjoy spending time with, and that just brings the business to life even more. And with great clients and a great network and also a great team, then it makes your business one that you can love and stay in love with for a long time to come, and also really successful too. Okay, so my final tip is actually finding somebody who can work with you to keep you accountable, who can keep you on track. It's so busy running a business. You've got the day-to-day to deliver, you've got immediate business growth to think about, and sometimes when you're aiming for something that goes above and beyond that, then we need to put in extra effort, we need to do things differently, we need to carve out chunks of time so that we can invest in the future growth and the future strategy of our business. And having a fantastic coach or mentor who can keep you accountable is a really good thing. And I mentioned certain coaches and mentors before who, in my history of 8 years of running the business, there have been a couple who have been, pretty much, this is what I do, it stops there and ends there, which is fine. But there are coaches who will go above and beyond for you, and who will be your greatest cheerleader, your biggest supporter, but also who will give you that direct feedback that when something's not quite going the way you need it to, they'll be there for you and help you problem solve your way through it, and be there to also tell you straight sometimes, and that's invaluable. So get somebody who can keep you accountable. You're going to stay accountable, but with that support, it really makes a massive difference. And I know that from my personal experience, but I also know it because that's what my clients tell me. They find actually the accountability that comes with my coaching, as well as the business knowledge that I bring, are the things that make a difference to their progress. So that's it for today's vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit more of a wobbly one, and you may have heard some heavy breathing and panting in the background, and I promise that wasn't me, that was my dog. I've been doing this and walking the dog at the same time. Who said multi-skilling and multitasking was dead? But they are 6 things really that 6 core principles that I run and grow my business on, and they've served me really, really well, and I hope they help you. I'm sure you're doing a lot of those already. Sometimes it just helps to stop and think about that. So I will be sending you more vlogs. I'm going to try and do one every week as best I can, so keep on the lookout for them, and also stay in touch. Tell me what you like about this vlog, tell me what you'd like me to talk about, any questions. I'm jo@ideatime.co.uk, so you can email me and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, until next time, bye for now.